Muslims do not believe in Jesus as God for theological reasons rooted in their understanding of monotheism and their interpretation of religious scriptures. Islam is a monotheistic faith, emphasizing the absolute oneness of God, known as Allah in Arabic. The theological foundation of this belief is encapsulated in the Islamic creed, the Shahada, which declares, "There is no God but Allah, and Muhammad is his messenger." Several key reasons explain why Muslims do not consider Jesus to be divine. First, concept of Tawhid, oneness of God. Islam places a strong emphasis on the concept of Tawhid, which asserts the absolute oneness of God. Muslims believe in a singular, indivisible deity without any partners or associates. The idea of God having a son, as in the Christian doctrine of the Trinity, contradicts this fundamental principle. Second, prophethood of Jesus. In Islam, Jesus, known as Isa in Arabic, is recognized as one of the great prophets, but not as the Son of God. Muslims believe that God sent numerous prophets throughout history to guide humanity, and Jesus is one of them. His birth to the Virgin Mary, his miracles, and his message are acknowledged, but he is not considered divine. Third, rejection of the Trinity. Islam rejects the Christian concept of the Trinity, which defines God as Father, Son, Jesus, and Holy Spirit. Muslims believe that God is indivisible and beyond human comprehension, and any division of God into distinct persons contradicts the concept of Tawhid. Authority of the Quran. Muslims regard the Quran as the final and complete revelation from God, superseding previous scriptures. While they recognize the Bible as a holy text, they believe that it has undergone changes and that the Quran is the most accurate and unaltered revelation. The Quranic verses explicitly reject the divinity of Jesus and emphasize the oneness of God. Jesus as a human prophet. Islam acknowledges the miraculous birth of Jesus to Mary, but he is considered fully human. Muslims reject the idea of God having a human form or being part of his creation, as it compromises the absolute transcendence of God. Misinterpretation concerns. Muslims argue that the deification of Jesus may result from misinterpretations or mistranslations of religious texts over time. They maintain that the original teachings of Jesus were in line with the concept of monotheism. Consistency with previous prophets. Muslims believe in the continuity of prophethood and see the message of Islam as consistent with the teachings of previous prophets, including Moses and Abraham. Jesus, in this context, is seen as part of the broader narrative of God's guidance to humanity. In summary, the Islamic perspective on Jesus is deeply rooted in the monotheistic principles of Tawhid, the rejection of the Trinity, the authority of the Quran, and the belief in the prophethood of Jesus rather than his divinity. It is important to note that these differences in belief do not diminish the respect and reverence Muslims have for Jesus as a highly esteemed prophet in Islam.